But, big part of my influence was my brother. He was like music. And then it was around 08, 09 time frame that I started kind of like, messing around, doing music. And he would hear his friends, I would hear him and his friends rapping and freestyle. I'm like, what is that? I'm like, whoa, okay, cool. And I just one time went on a song and like it started off with them, yo, and then I'm like, yo, check it, this is your girl Princess coming in from, blah, 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 blah. And then they were like, what? Damn, she killed it. She did it. Like, damn. They kept everybody.
Were you doing like original music or was it like, were you rapping some of their stuff?
It was a beat. It was a beat that they did. They got a beat from YouTube at that time, right, and then they got, they were just recording. So they told me get on, and I just started like in my head, whatever.
So you were like technically you were freestyling.
Yeah, freestyling. So it was my first time doing a freestyle. So I was just on there and I was like,
to the podcast.
Talking Again podcast.
Talk a little shit, get a little brash. Might drink a little bit, smoke a little bit, vibe a little bit, laugh a little bit. Yeah. Hosted by Fidel. Tell it like it is, only tell it real. Live every Tuesday, you know the deal. We talking again. You now tuned in to the tap in.
What's up, everybody? This is Fidel Talking Again podcast. We're here, another edition of the show.
Your girl, Princess.
That's right. In studio, you guys have recording artist, Princess.
I'm here.
She's here finally.
Yes.
We know we rescheduled a couple times.
Yes, we did. I know the first time it was because you had something to do and then something ended up. But you know what? We're here now.
Yeah, this has been in the works for a while, quite a bit. I've actually noticed that we have similar friends, and were you doing like a podcast tour kind of thing, or are you just trying to get exposure? Let's go.
You know what? It was actually just I just saw people that were doing podcasts, and I wanted to get myself known and out there. Yeah. So I just decided to contact people and say, hey, you know what? Get me on. Everybody has mutual friends, but at the same time, you have my people like that I know watching. So they're like, who's that? And then they want to get in. I have people that are artists that not only make music, but that are doing like cosmetics and stuff, right, that are like, hey, who's that? Get me in, stuff like that. So, it works both ways, but I saw it and I just wanted to contact people and say, hey, get me on. I want to tell you guys what I'm about and stuff like that.
And that's what I'm saying. So like, you how long you've been doing this for quite some time now?
Yeah.
Years. You started in Baldwin Park. That's when you kind of had the idea of...
It was around 07 when I knew I liked music. Obviously, I have always liked music, but when I knew what I wanted to do. But, big part of my influence was my brother. He was like music. And then it was around 08, 09 time frame that I started kind of like, messing around, doing music. And he would hear his friends, I would hear him and his friends rapping and freestyle. I'm like, what is that? I'm like, whoa, okay, cool. And I just one time went on a song, and I remember they were all there, and they were just like, oh, they all excited to hear me. And I was just like this, like, all small, scared, a little bit nervous to get on and then they were just all in the back like, damn, she killed it. She did it. Like, damn. They kept everybody.
Were you doing like original music, or was it like, were you rapping some of their stuff?
It was a beat. It was a beat that they did. They got a beat from YouTube at that time, right, and then they got, they were just recording. So they told me get on, and I just started like in my head, whatever.
So you were like technically you were freestyling.
Yeah, freestyling. So it was my first time doing a freestyle. So I was just on there and I was like, okay, yo, check it. Like it started off with them, yo, and then I'm like, yo, check it, this is your girl Princess coming in from, blah, 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 blah. And then they were like, what? She could do that? And then everybody kept like, every time they came, I felt like they were like, when I would answer the phone, they would do like that one to that one girl, West Coast Chanel, like from that one video show, right? They show clips, right? That one. With Rob Dyrdek.
Yes.
That one. Yeah, they were like that because every time they would call to ask my brother, hey, is your brother there? I'm like, yeah, he's here. No, don't pick up the phone like that. Say, yo, what up? Would you know? Like, they always wanted me to freestyle. So I was like, what do I do? What do I do? So from there, I started picking up a little bit more of a freestyle, more of this, more of that. Then after, I didn't know what I wanted to do, what genre. So I was just doing whatever. And at that time, I just didn't really like think what to do. But that was something. And then when we went to gigs, that was something.
Your brother's gigs?
Yeah, like his friends, they would all freestyle, and then they would throw me in the middle, and I would just be like, oh, I don't want to do it. It was just like, at first, you know, it was nerve-wracking because it's like all these guys, and it's like me, you know, a small girl, like, you know, like, what do I do? Like, what do I say? What do you want me to say? And and stuff like that. But it was fun.
At that point, were you like in your 20s? Like,
no, I was young. I was actually
you were like a
young.
little teenager.
Yeah, teenager. I was like maybe, 16, 15, like 14, 15, around that age. And then I started getting older, like, more into like that raw underground hip hop. Mm-hmm. So then once I was into that underground raw, it was like I wanted to do that. Yeah. So I started kind of, if you kind of hear my music, I still have kind of like that rugged, like underground sound too, because that's how I started. I started off underground because I liked that underground. And when I did that underground, it was just something that I was into, like, because my brother he does underground still does it. Yeah. But he is that like that raw hip hop. So yeah.
Yeah. No, I do like your sound, and in fact, I played it for somebody that has never. Actually, I told him, I'm recording today with Princess, and he's like, oh, I've heard of that name, Princess P. Why haven't I heard of it? I follow her on the page. Maybe you saw something like that. Mm-hmm. And he's like, no, I've heard of it. And then I played it, and then he's like, oh, I think my brother told me about this. This is just like a friend of mine that I know, from baseball. And he was like, dude, that is legit. He said right away. I mean, and he only heard 10 seconds of an Instagram, and you just heard that riff, Mm-hmm. And he's like, that's totally different than any other thing that I would expect, especially see it come from like Latinas, like it's a Latina, it's a totally different vibe. And going back to that, I think your sound it's amazing.
Thank you.
I like the sound. I can really dig it. And I don't like to do comparisons, but when I hear it, I think like I get some of that old school, like, a little salt and pepper, I get a little bit of that. But that leads me to my next question was who was your influences? Like, I know you were rapping with your brother, but when you were listening to the music, what were you listening to?
I was honestly listening to everything, but one of my diehard, like huge, and I'll say why, is 50 Cent. He's one of them. I mean, I like Ice Cube. I like Tupac. I like all that, like West Coast. I like East Coast rappers, all that. I wouldn't say I have, but in my list, it would be Tupac, Biggie, Nas, Snoop Dogg, 50 Cent. Yeah. And the reason why, though, 50 Cent played a big part was because he didn't care. He came in with that rugged mentality, and that's what I saw. And I said, damn, this guy has beef with everybody. Yeah. But you know what? Like, it was beyond that. When I heard Many Men, like, it just opened my mind to, like, what the heck? Like, want to do music, because that style, that song in general was like Many Men, when it starts off, and your mind just starts wandering off to like different things, and like, thinking about like, damn, what happened, the story that he tells in that song, you're thinking about it. Yeah. And that was one of my biggest influences. That's like he still is, but him and Eminem too. Oh, like, Eminem, like honestly, my mom would tell me to turn it off though. She didn't like Eminem because of the bad words and him like dissing his mom. Why are you listening to somebody that's disrespecting their mom? Well, obviously, my mom's like more old school. She doesn't speak English, but she's like, ¿Qué chingados estás escuchando? Yeah. Like, she would just tell me, like, what are you listening to? Why are you listening to that? And I'm like, it's Eminem. And I would tell her the background, like the story. And she's like, I already don't like him, but okay. But I would tell her because she would just shake her head. But then she saw how he paid that like way for me to get in, and my brother and all that with music. And then with females, I won't forget, like Queen Latifah. One of the biggest, also too, I would say Lauryn Hill. Mm-hmm. One of the good ones. And then of course MC Light, that I cannot forget she came with a little bit with that rugged too, and she didn't care, and then the baggy pants and all that. So I was like, damn, I like that. I like that style too. So that was something more of a, like, you don't have to be sex appeal to rap. You know, you don't have to look a certain way to rap. If you know how to do it, then, you know, and that's something that opened. And then obviously when Little Kim came in, she changed the game too, but she came in too. And from there, I also like Nicki. But I like the old school Nicki, like the Come Up, like the DVD. When I saw that Nicki Minaj, I was like, damn, what happened? Well, obviously, you know, you change when
she kind of got a little commercialized, no?
Yeah, but her music's still good. And then one of my biggest right now, I would say Snow the Product, being, you know, Hispanic. She is dope as fuck. Like, honestly, she comes in raw. She doesn't care. She will diss a man. She doesn't care who it is. When I first heard her, I was like, damn, you know, she's spitting that fire. And I just really, really, really like her too.
Yeah. Are you trying to jump onto a certain kind of style, or are you trying to create your own?
I'm creating my own because I do beyond just hip hop. When I first started, it was hip hop. But then my husband, you know, being my producer, being my engineer and all that, like, doing that, he told me do reggaeton. So I did reggaeton. I tried it out. Oh my god, my friends loved it. So they're like, come on, we want a whole album reggaeton. I'm like, okay, I'm working on it. Hold on. I'm like working on so many things, but I'll get it for you guys. They love the reggaeton. So, and they're like real, like those, like I'm not saying that reggaeton comes from Puerto Rico, but I have a lot of friends that are Puerto Rican.
Yeah. What's like Caribe, right?
But
like
yeah,
Caribbean?
but they were like, they're very judgmental. So I was very nervous to have them hear it.
Oh, yeah.
But they loved it.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, we love it. We love the sound, like the way you come in. Especially one of the songs that I named Danza. They loved it. They're like, oh, I like when you first come in. And stuff like that. And it was my first time doing a reggaeton song. Like, I did 3.
Yeah.
And I was just but that one, it was just me solo. So I was kind of nervous because I know the Spanish is so, like, it's kind of like some stuff I get it mixed up. So I'm like, wait, I got to make sure I'm saying it right. So I was asking my mom for some pointers too.
Cool.
She's been a very good...
Does she get a credit on the producer, like a producer credit or no?
No. No, she does because honestly, like, she just helped me a little bit, like, hey, you know, try to say it like this. Or I asked her because she's, you know, she's from Mexico. She was so she knows the Spanish really good. My Spanish kind of sucks, so I'm like, sometimes I'm like, what do I, like, you know, am I saying it right? And she's like, you have to, you know, practice it a little bit more. But she even liked it too. So
no, I had because you said, you know, how the reggaeton or that, you know, that style of music is more like the Caribe, right? Like Puerto Ricanos and Colombians. Yeah. Well, I had an artist here that came in. His name's Jairo El Cantante, right? Jairo, his YouTube is Jairo the Experience, and he, you know, his stuff. He's Mexican, you know, born in Mexico, and his music is really good, man. And he's kind of trying to bring that Mexican style and kind of maybe infuse it. Yeah,
so that's what I'm trying to do too.
That's what I'm saying. So you're incorporating your style and then putting it into that. I like that. It's pretty cool. It's a good idea. And then, you know, the voice. So your voice is very distinctive, you know.
Thank you. I have a friend that does corridos, and he's trying to do corridos.
Have you tried doing a corrido?
He's trying to do corrido and hip hop. I'm like, okay.
Aren't they already kind of doing that though? These guys are like rapping almost when they're doing their corridos.
They're doing that. I've never done it. I said, okay, let's try it out. But I was like, what the heck? You know, like, I never done it. I mean, I said we could try it, and then I guess we'll figure it out. I guess we'll see how it sounds.
How to like walk me through writing a song when you're writing the lyrics to like a verse, you know, like what goes through the thought process that goes through it?
You know, a lot of it is my daughter. Like, a lot of it is my daughter because I look at her and just her smile, her way she looks at me, and like the way, like, I want to be a role model. So when I see her, it makes me want to continue writing music. Just looking at her and just sometimes I'm in the shower and there's stuff in my head. I'm like, you better stay in my damn brain. So when I get out, I write it out.
Yeah.
So it's usually in the shower where I get all my like stuff coming in, and then I write it out. But a lot of it is just things that have happened to me.
Okay.
I'm going to do more of that to open up more, because I went through a lot, not only through my pregnancy, but in high school, fights, in middle school, nonstop fights, getting in trouble, not caring about anything. So I want to do that too. I want to, you know, express to people what exactly happened.
Yeah.
And a lot of people know the stories and stuff like that.
I know you say you're trying to like affect, you know, make some changes, try to touch people, right? By telling, you know, in song and stories and using your talent, right? And obviously your passion. So it's very important that when you said that you're talking about your stories, because those are real, those are legit, and they're easier for you to talk about because that happened to you, you know, as opposed to someone that's trying to create, you know,
an image that is not
really, you know.
No, I get what you mean. And with me too, sometimes some of my songs are like fun too. Like I like talking about, you know, the reason why I say the stuff like the song we named Making Money is because we really went through a hard time.
Yeah.
So we went through that hard time, and now we could say that we're blessed. You know, we have a house, we have, you know, God has blessed us. We have a daughter, we have, you know, things going on. You know, we weren't at that point. When we first started, we had nothing, like, you know, and we really went from rags. When I say we went from rags to riches, we did go from rags to riches. Well, in the sense, riches to me, you don't have to be a millionaire,
right? You
don't have to have like a lot of money, but we really did, you know, go from, you know, losing a home, you know, getting eviction and stuff like that, to having our own home and giving the story to people and telling them and motivating them to do the same. Like, you know, don't give up, because people are telling, like, we had people, not family, but people on the side, like, oh, they're not going to be anything. It's funny, like hip hop or music's not going to take them anywhere.
Yeah.
But people don't know, like, stuff will like, you know, keep working on it, and
it's
whatever you want to do, it'll take you wherever you want to take it. But obviously you have to put in the work. You can't just expect it to come and then that's it. You have to put in the work.
It's like when I tell my wife, like, man, I wish I could win the lottery, and she goes, well, you gotta play the lottery, you gotta pay for it. And I don't, right? So I'm never gonna win if I don't play the lottery.
Exactly.
But it's the same point. You gotta put in the work, and a lot of us, we don't do that. You know, we say we want, but we're not willing to put in that work.
Exactly.
You know, and
and that's what I tell friends too, because they get frustrated, they get mad at their jobs. I'm like, well, it's like, you know, you can't be mad. It's what you decided to choose. If you know, honestly, you lead yourself to a better path by working, by getting yourself there. You can't just say, oh, I'm going to get there and I'm going to be there. No, you got to work for it.
Yeah.
You got to work hard.
And
that's what I think I've been doing. Like, I get really no sleep because I'm always hustling. I have that ambition. I have that drive. He's like, go to sleep already. I'm like, it's like 2:00 in the morning, and I'm like on my phone, like getting ideas for the next thing. He's already telling me, can you please go to sleep? Can you go to sleep already? He's like, you're awake. And when he's going off to work, I'm still awake. Like, I'm just always like, I have that ambition. Are
you doing this full time though, or do you have an actual like 9 to 5 job?
No, I don't have a 9 to 5.
So you are doing music and
my daughter, obviously.
Well, that's a full-time job.
Yeah, full-time job as it is, and then my
but you got the cosmetics, right?
Yeah.
Right? You started that doing, you know. Where did you get the idea of just like, oh, you know what, let me do cosmetics?
You know, my husband, obviously,
he wears a lot of makeup. Joking.
And no, it's just, he told me, like, because he saw that I have friends that do it, and you see, that's why I say support who supports you, and they support me as well. I have friends that are waiting. Like, they're like, as soon as they found out, they're like, oh, we're going on the site, and, you know, we're going to go by. And it's like, you know, it's a fair game. But he was the one that told me. Hey, I know how much you love makeup. You know, you spend so much money on it. Why don't you create something yourself and something that you will feel good using? And I said, okay, let's do it.
Nice.
So we did it.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Was that a tough process getting everything started, or?
It was because of my daughter.
Mm-hmm.
She's very into now makeup, I guess. Yeah. So she was.
Your 2-year-old?
Well, she was like, oh, this, all that. Like, I was trying to get everything together, like put all the like, labeling everything. And when I was labeling everything, she was right there. She's like, oh, I like that one. Nice. Oh, not that one. Oh, yeah, this one. Oh, that would look nice. Oh, it has this. Oh, it has that. So that's very cool, though. That's kind of like, she's very like aware of everything. Yeah. So yeah, but it was a process because getting everything ready, the color, the textures, what I wanted, this and that. So yeah. So,
but it is kind of, now that you say that, the way you said it, it's a little special, right? To kind of work with your daughter on this kind of project. Like if you think about it, like, she helped with it. Because that's kind of cool.
Because she was part of it because there was the motivation of her,
Well, she's definitely your muse. You could tell. Yeah. She motivates you a lot to do.
Yes.
To keep going.
So she just, I remember when I was uploading stuff on the site, she didn't want to go to sleep because she wanted to look at all the lashes. Like, oh, not this one. Oh yeah, this one, that one. Really? Go scroll. Like, yeah. She's very smart. She's very smart. So I will say, I've been trying to paint her nails. My husband's like, no. So yeah.
But wait, have you pierced her ears?
Yes.
Oh, because Latinos, we do that very young, right?
Yeah,
very young age.
We did hers at 3 months.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was so, oh my God. No, it was 3. It was 3 months.
3 months.
3 months to 3, around there, 3 to whatever. 3, 6 months. I don't know. I was just terrified for her to get it done. Yeah. And I was so scared. I walked out. My sister, my husband went, and I walked out. I couldn't take it. And they told me that she got mad at the lady.
Why'd she get mad at the lady?
Because instead of her crying, she wanted to she was trying to swing. Like, she was little, but she was like, my husband, my sister told me.
MMA. What? Put her in MMA.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. She was trying to, and then she like my sister's like, she did like this kind of thing on her. And the girl's like, okay. You're done. Yeah. But I was like outside, like nervous, calling my mom. I'm like having a nervous breakdown because it was like something that, and I'm like, my sister's like, you know what? Go outside. So they stayed in there. They both told me the same story. I was like, wait, what? And I went from there.
Nice. That's pretty cool. Oh, well, going back to the music, as far as like your like female rappers nowadays, right? Mm-hmm. Do you think that there's a lot? I mean, it's a lot more common now.
Yes.
A lot more common. But do you still think that there's you're going to meet some kind of challenges going through that? Because obviously, if we go as far as racial, there's a lot more men that are rapping than there are women, right?
I think that there could be, there is some challenges, and the challenges faced is that I'm not, knocking anybody down or my own, women, but a lot of women don't like to empower each other, and I think
that's not just in the music industry. That goes
in general. And I feel like it's not cool. I feel like I always open the door for everybody. When I see somebody and I like it, I'm posting them on my story, whether it's a guy or a girl, but mainly girls. I like to, I'm always trying to collab with other women and stuff like that, because that's what it is. You have to empower each other. And when I see that, I think that's why it's kind of like women are still stuck, because there's that like, fuck that bitch. I don't like that bitch or this and that. And I'm like, just get over it, do it, like whatever, happens and stuff like that. But I think there is potential to grow too, because women are actually too right now dominating especially in the industry with hip hop.
You think like, I know a lot of people always, right now they're saying, oh, Cardi B, she's saying all this stuff, and they're not, they're not canceling her, but they're canceling other things, but not her when she's saying all these outrageous things. But they are kind of like, she's giving an empowerment, right? So where you can say something, because it's okay for guys to, before, remember all those songs we grew up listening to was talking about girls all day long, right? Like this and that, right? Now,
but you see, not necessarily, because when my husband did it and he did a song, and back, I forgot, a few years ago, he got shit for it. He got slacked because he said something about women, and they gave him shit for it. But you see, I think it should be if a guy does it and it's like, and it's not okay, then a woman shouldn't do it either if it's not okay. Right. But I get where you're coming from, but I feel like my thing is, we have so much different styles in the music. I respect what she does, but I don't really I don't do that kind of music she does. I do more like different. Obviously, I try to not make that hip hop that's out right now because I don't want to be like, oh, you're the next Cardi, or you're the next Nicki, or you're the next.
Have you got that, or people tell you that?
Cardi, I'm like, I have nothing against it, but I don't want to be called like I'm somebody. I want to be myself. So.
Well, no, you said it earlier, like you weren't jumping on a style, you're creating your own style, you know, which is Princess, right? So going to that, how did you get the name Princess? I know we teased on it a little bit on the live that people saw earlier about before this, but how we get that name?
You know what? It's funny because when we were in high school, there was a girl with the same name. My name is Priscilla. So a lot of people don't know my name because they're like, Princess, Princess, Princess. I'm like turning around everywhere. But my name's Priscilla. So there was a girl named Priscilla. Happens to have my last name at that time was Munoz. So
same last name?
No.
Oh.
But hers started with the M too.
Okay.
So they were like Priscilla M. And then we would both turn around because we were both M. So we're like, what the heck? So then we were like, one time they were like, Priscilla number 2. I'm like, hell no, I don't want to be called Priscilla number 2. I'm like, so I turn around, I'm like looking at them. I'm like, please don't ever call me Priscilla number 2. So they're like, so then what? I'm like, just call me Princess. So it went from there. And it was so funny because even in class, like the teacher would be like, okay, you know, who's here? They would pass my name and the teacher's like, Priscilla, like it was a sub. Yeah. And then she was like, Priscilla. And I'm like, oh, I'm like, wait, you didn't call my name. She's like, she's like, what's your name? And I said, Priscilla. She's like, I called you like 3 times and you didn't answer me. I was like, oh, it's because I was so used to being called Princess. That I like.
So even the teacher was calling you Princess.
Well, no, she called me because she was a substitute.
That's a substitute, but the regular.
Even the regular teachers were like, hey, Princess, you know, blah, blah, blah. And I remember, you know, so everybody called me Princess. Friends call me Princess. So that stood with me. And so even till this day, I'm like, when they say Priscilla, I'm like, oh, am I in trouble or what happened? Because they're like Priscilla, you know, like, oh, okay. But I'm so used to Princess, so that's why I named the cosmetics that too.
Princess, yeah. Where did the thought bubble come in as far as like Princess when you turned around and said, just call me Princess? Like, what was going through your mind when you said Princess?
It was the like my name obviously starts with the P, so it was P. I was like similarity, so I'm like it just came to my head. It just I didn't give me like, oh, okay, a thought. It just came into my head, Princess, and I was like, okay, just call me Princess. Yeah. That was it.
That's cool though. Now you get to do a lot of play on words when it comes to like royalty stuff, right? Like Queen, Princess.
I actually have a song that I'm working on it. I'm working on a song called Rap Queen. Okay. I had done it years ago, but I want to.
Whoa! Didn't Eminem do a song called Rap King?
I get it.
Whoa! Nice. I like it.
Yeah. I just want to do like a Rap Queen, just get people why I'm called the Rap Queen and stuff like that. I know everybody, you know, people are in their own lane and everybody makes music. No disrespect to anybody. I just, you know, when it comes out and you'll hear it. Why I called it Rap Queen.
Do you think it's just so much easier for people to make music now because with, you know, social media and everything?
I think so, yeah. Social media, Instagram, but you gotta want it too. You have to be ambitious because you know what? Honestly, when I first made it, because I have my personal Instagram, that's like for personal, like family, you know, friends, close friends. Yeah. But then I made a music one. So I was like, I don't want my, you know, personal and my, you know, even though sometimes I do give people my personal, obviously I give them, you know.
Yeah, you got to give them a little bit, right?
But when I made it, I put it private, which my husband's like, why would you do that? So I put my music page private. I added nobody because I was like, what the heck? I was so very like weird about things. Yeah. So he was just like, why do you have it private? I didn't post anything for a while. I didn't do anything. Like I would just let people go by and I would like, he's like, why? You know, do this, do that. And he started giving me the idea. He started giving me the ideas of posting videos, doing this, doing that. And I just started doing it. Right. And when I first started, I was like, okay, cool. And again, okay, cool. And then it just went from there, and it was a trend. It was a trend.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Well, that was one of the, you know, when we started this interview, I had asked you about, you know, if you're doing a podcast tour, and the only reason why I asked you that was because, is going to get to what we're going to talk about right now, and is, you know, when I said is it easy for people to record, and not so much to record and to create music, because I mean, from the beginning of time, people were creating music
Yeah, but you have
music.
to.
Yeah,
you have to have confidence in yourself
of
because
course. Yeah.
obviously people are gonna knock you. They're always gonna knock you. They're always gonna tell you like, "Oh, you're not good at this. You're not good at that." People told me all the time, and I was like, "Fuck off."
Yeah.
Like at first, I would care and I would take my time, and now I'm just like, you know what? Fuck off. I don't care what you say. Like honestly, I'm as real. People that know me know I'm as real as it gets, and I will tell people I don't sugarcoat anything. That's why sometimes people are like, "What?" Because I tell them the truth. I don't bite my tongue. I like the song "Batty Ways." I have a song called "Batty Ways" in my album, and I say I don't bite my tongue. I'm outspoken. You know, I say that because I don't, and that's something that I always say. I say the truth. I tell people the truth, and I'm as real as it gets. So I'll say it. Yeah.
And going back to it is definitely easier to promote.
Mm-hmm.
Right nowadays, where you have
promote,
with social media, you can get on a podcast, you can do it live. I've never really seen you go live, but you should probably go live every once in a while.
Yeah, I was thinking of doing live. You know what? My brother and I have some plans coming up, so we kind of don't want to tell anybody. It's a little teaser, but we have something in the works coming up. So I am planning on doing lives after getting more into like lives and more with my followers and stuff like that. But we have something. We have something.
Well, I know you did mention that you have you guys created a song, making money. And that thing's, you guys are on the works. It's ready to get released. You know, I know you don't have a date yet, but you gotta let them know where to find you guys. Where can they follow you so that they can find out where the song's gonna come in? Making money, and that's one of the songs you were telling me about.
Yeah, making money. They can find me on my Instagram, which is I am Queen P _ and then my obviously my husband's is the and then _ real Swizzy _ Swizzy Swift. It's because his is a little bit confusing, but it's like really long.
We're definitely gonna tag him on the show notes, so I guess everybody has all that
and
stuff.
Then my brother, Crow, the lyricist, we can also tag him in it too as well. That's something that just pretty much we have that in the works, and we have something else besides that. Like how you mentioned a live, we have something like that. Coming
cool.
Too. My brother and I had already planned something else, so we're just getting it ready, and it's
I can't wait. See, I went the route right now because I can't wait. It's just to hear that. I love it, man, because those lives, like, you get a lot of good audience out there, and then it's just, to me, I see it as content, and content is keen, and when it's free. That's music to my ears. You know what I mean? When I don't have to pay for it. So if you're gonna create free content, this is what we do here. This is, for me to promote you and showcase you and let everybody know and my audience know what you're all about and what you're doing. That's what it's all about. It's just helping each other out. Supporting each other.
It's about supporting each other. I think like my husband has been a real good support system for me. We've been through it all. We started off like, when we've been together for a long time. So, I mean, we've seen the struggles together.
Yeah.
We did everything together. So we understand. And I think that's, also solid that I found someone like that loves music too, that was able to understand where I was coming from and what I wanted to do. So I think I pretty much scored because the same way, vice versa. He was like, what? Because when he knew I liked music, and then it was, I guess, a match.
A match made in heaven, right?
Exactly.
Yeah, or in a castle.
Yeah.
Boom.
You could say that. Boom.
Boom. There you go. There you guys have it. This has been a really good show. We just tapped into it.
Yes.
Princess, you guys check her out. Instagram, I am Queen P _. You guys can find all the links on her profile, and it'll take you all the links to YouTube, SoundCloud. You're on what?
I'm on Spotify and everything. YouTube.
You're on every
platform.
Okay.
And then also too, I'll make sure to put my husband on there too, so people can follow him. He's a producer, so if you guys need any beats, anything, holla at him too.
Nice. There you go.
And then engineer, whatever you guys need, just hit him up.
Nice.
He'll do it for them.
Yeah. Well, there you have it. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Appreciate your time.
Me.
Yeah, good luck with everything. I can't wait for the merchandise to come out so I can start sporting it here on the show. Yes. And then good luck with the project that you have over here. You have so many side projects going on. That's awesome.
Yes, I'm all over the place, but you know what? It's good to be all over the place. Yeah. So yeah.
Well, there you have it.
For having me.
Boom. Muchas gracias.
Tink you.
We'll see you guys. Take care.
A little bit. Yeah. Hosted by Fidel. Tell it like it is, only tell it real. Live every Tuesday, you know the deal. We talking again. You now tuned in to the tap in. You now tuned in to the tap in. You now tuned in to the tap in. We talking again.